So next year I definitely plan on stepping it up and go back to weekday training as well. But the dynamic of not just the team of the runners was I had a specific person to put in every leg, and it was just fantastic that everything matched up. I will say a few things about the volunteers. Awesome group. I think about what I would do as if I volunteered, and it would be difficult to do any one of those positions. Where I'm staying at headquarters for half a shift, driving because I can't drive too well, or following the vehicle and cheering the guys on. That I think about how difficult you guys task you guys have, man. And when I said you guys take care of the runners out there, you guys really responded, because my goal is always to tell, and I tell Linda, the runners run, man. They should walk as least as possible, move as little as possible, and if it wasn't for you guys' effort, because you guys do so much for the runners, we wholeheartedly save about 10 to 15 minutes on their energy expenditure alone. So kudos to all the volunteers, man. Of course, the most difficult position to fill, as Linda already mentioned, is Charles. Man. It's huge that we don't get to see him out there, but without Charles, we wouldn't even be able to be on this course, man. So kudos to Charles and Linda. Charles! This was the easiest job for me this year, and I'll tell you this, because we had an awesome group. And normally, I don't get too excited about having 20 runners, because I know one or two is going to fall. One or two will fall, and then I got to plug in somebody else, and it changed the whole chemistry of the race. But this year, as we trained every Saturday or Sunday, I just smiled. I was giddy because I knew right after that, within 2 or 3 runs, this person is going to be here, this person is going to be here. This is my 14th year. I could walk these in my mind, what leg goes where. I ran almost every leg, toughest legs, now easier legs. But I really know that. and people who know me within past 14 years, I will put myself where I'm supposed to be. I will never sandbag that bad, because as a matter of fact, I would put myself in a more difficult leg just to prove that, that you put your money where your mouth is. So it's humbling that the team is this great. Because me and Aaron always talk about, wouldn't it be great if we could take an easier leg? And here we are, and it's fantastic. You guys are just awesome. Most ceremonies I love, because it's the culmination of what we do. And it's the reason why we're out here. It's the reason why we say we're the fastest probation department, as Barry would say. Not in the U.S., but actually in the world. So huge. I tried my best to get to know you guys as an individual and as a wholehearted athlete. So I spend a lot of time assessing, learning you guys, not just about your running abilities, but where your heart is. That's why this is a special team to me this year, because I got to know a lot of you guys very well. And it was awesome. First runner-up, I'll go in order. I remember when I first set leg assignments, right off the bat, I let veterans kind of get some kind of say, because I already know where I feel I'm going to put Carl's just an awesome downhill runner, man. It hurts to run downhill. But he said, Dan, I want to redeem myself this year, man. It was a tough run. And man, and I'll tell you, to start off the race is a lot of pressure, because you're up there lined up with 30 people who are just gunning for it. And if you don't run your race, you're done. We see in Orange County, I let people bump on the first leg, and most life flights are on the first leg. So to not run your race is very difficult, because you want to be out in front. Carl proved himself to be able to run his race, and he did a fantastic job out there. In 84 degrees, it was still hot. Carl Heider. saying the Asian guy.
Spoiler alert. I actually love giving this mug away because this is not just a really close personal friend of mine, but training partner, running partner, my road dog for the last 14 years. The guy I put in the most miles with on the trails, San Diego, on the pavement. He's our team motivator, our team trainer. Just the fact that he already touched on the fact that we had so many great runs this year, and we had more people coming out to these runs than ever before. And we had 13, 14, 15 people consistently, most of the team coming out. And I guarantee you, if the rest were not in the institution or they were, on another commitment, they would have been there. And I think that's largely due to his leadership and his motivational skills and getting us out there, getting us motivated, getting us training. So we always joke about how, as we get, he kind of touched on it right now, as we get older and slower, all the young guns kind of come up and take the legs that we used to do. This guy, we've been like kind of neck and neck over the past, 10, 12, 13, 14 years. He'll be a little faster than me 1 year. I'll be maybe a little edge him out another year. But we're always right there. And anyway, just a true leader, true motivator. Dan, the man.
Eric Shaw.
Eric. He's looking for shoes.
I'll tell you 50% of the reason why I run still, because my wife still bugs me. Why are you still running? Is I want the longest streak. Eric is the only one. Now I kind of regret for the past 10 years getting him off his shifts in Kearney Mason. Because for the first 10 years I had to make calls to Yvette and Craig and work all kinds of deals to get him off. But we wouldn't be where we are today without Eric, especially the past 10 years. And Eric, and he's going to be here in about 5 minutes. He's running a little late, but he forgot his shoes. That's the start. People know that
He showed up with no shoes on the track. The volunteer gave him his shoes, which are 2 sizes too big.
Oh my gosh.
My big thing is
Volunteer.
He's still running it though. You guys all know. You guys all know about the training. We went to Carl.
He did what?
And I walked way down and I go, man, we're feeling good. And they're whispering in the car. And I said, what's going on? And they're like, what's up with the shoes? No silliness outside. Brandy, I can talk all day on Brandy.
Oh, Brandy!
Brandy she is a warrior. She makes guys look good.
She's amazing.
In the history of our team, the fastest female on the team. She ran sub-7s on the time trials, and she kills this course. And then normally guys average about 8:30s, 8:40s. I think she did about 8:15s, 8:20s today, yesterday, and she killed it. And it's a tough. If you ever drive up Lake
Stabler, sir.
it is tough.
Yeah.
I told everybody, I regret all those 10 years with you off these things, and then the streak would be over, and then I could just hang it up. But Stabler, the irony of Stabler is he would have owned almost every leg on this course, but we always kept him on the one most difficult leg, which is like 2 or 3 in the day. On 8 miles, 8.2 miles uphill was brutal, and he owned it. And he had the record for that one. He ran it for a sub-7 pace, and he was good. So Eric's
Run barefoot, you know what I'm saying? Trust.
The next one is almost trying to take over Eric's job as my running dog. As a matter of fact, there's like three or four females trying to take the job. as a road doctor. They don't miss too many workouts. So, and I always say she's just like Kevin was. Kevin started in 9-minute ways, and then started going to 8s, 30s, 7s, whatever. But this girl motivates me because she's creeping up on everybody. I see her creeping up on guys pretty soon. She did fantastic right where I wanted her for her leg assignment. Never misses a day. Unless she's really sick, she'll tell me. But she's fantastic on the course. She's going to get better each year. Nicole. This guy did not run since 2006 when I wrote up. This guy is really becoming closer. He spends not only time on the road with me, but we spend a lot of time mountain biking together. This guy's becoming a good friend of mine. I spend a lot of running time and a lot of wheel time because I cross train. After this, I go straight into mountain biking season and I'll be gone for a while. But I have committed to keep running, and so someone who's going to become really closer to me, who caught me within the first 2 years, because he should have 2 more years under his belt, but he gave one of those years up to Stabler. So there could be coverage in the hall. But this guy's an outstanding runner. I don't think I'm ever going to catch him again. Yeah, but I will spend a lot of time with him and try to convince him to go out to Utah with me. Awesome runner. Wouldn't be competitive without him. Mike.
Hey.
The history with that is I kept calling him Via, and then Aaron says, dude, it's Via. And I said when he becomes faster than me, it's Via. And then a year after, this guy's always a no to me, man. I'm now calling him like the porta potty guy because and I witnessed it myself because I was telling the team once Mike started running, you guys go, and then I saw Anna going, we're missing our runner, we gotta find him, and she was like calling in every porta potty, you gotta go, This guy is awesome because he's a competitor. What I like about athletes is I shouldn't worry too much about them because they actually always show up. And I always have my doubts. I always say, ooh, James, you know, we're 3 weeks out. We're 3 weeks out, but this guy will cut weight like a boxer because he is an awesome boxer. Within 3 weeks, he's like, I'm like, who the hell are you, Jen? You're like 40 pounds heavier when I saw you. The guy is awesome. He's a fighter. I put him in difficult legs, and I kind of have my doubts, but he always responds. James Paris.
It's loud. I know it's very loud. Team selfie. There you go.
This is the guy I said almost took my job from me this year, man, because for 14 years I've always bugged him. The spec ops guy was like, dude, when you start running? Because you wire, you tweak, and you know, for 14 years, for the first 10 years, when I was in great shape, I used to go to every academy and say, size people up in Medina, but I was like, what are you doing, Dad? I said, just want to check out your class. What's up? You run? And when you're running like, 6'4", I don't care who's on the team, I'm going to make the team. So I would invite everybody. So the academies don't know who I am anymore because they stopped recruiting. But this guy, just out of the blue, we started working out. We do CrossFit together. We work out at lunch. And I says, man, this guy's strong. This guy's fit. This guy's a competitor because we'd go at it working out. And then we did a few runs together just to goof around. It might have been the workout of the day when we were working. I said, this guy could run. And I said, come out here and come out and do a time trial with us. And the guy, I was running with him, and he's just talking. I'm like, dude, quiet! And so I shoot him away. I go, dude, go up to Aaron. Go to Aaron. And he went up to Aaron. And Aaron's running with him, And he's pressing Aaron. Aaron goes, dude, go up there. Go up to Vine or something. Yeah, they were like, go catch somebody else. And the guy doesn't know even his potential yet. I just love it. And so I banked that this guy is so new to running, he didn't even know where he's at. And I knew I took a chance and said, I'm going to keep on assessing. And the guy ended up being one of the strongest hill runners. Because our last run at Pacific Coast Trail, he really unloaded on all of us. I was like, whoa. And I just said, man, that was a good gamble. The guy ended up not just being a fast runner, but a strong hill runner. And I work right next door. He's right next to me, so we always work and assessing each other. Alex Emmanuel.
59 sucks. 59? 59, they suck.
Well, for 3 years I've been watching somebody online all the time, 2 years, checking people out, because I'm always looking who's running, who's running. And this guy was like, man, this guy is fast. This guy's doing 8-minute pace, 7.5. And then I kept looking last year. He was hitting 7 minutes for a half marathon. I said, and I've been bugging him for like 10 years, and he'll tell you this. He was my first, and this is a story. He was my first follow vehicle driver, and he told me like 2 years later, Dan, I almost ran you over. Oh, did you? Because it was a leg that Edgar did. It was, and if you ever run that, like all you hear is so Aaron and everyone who's run and Mike, everyone who's run leg 15, it is tough to run. And I was like, it's killing me. The sound of the band, and so he was telling me, Dan, I almost killed you, man. So this guy is like an ace, man. And I thought this guy, and the story with him is he's not only fast, he's such a smart runner. So I have so much passion or so much admiration for people who are smart. And I knew this guy was smart when we did our first run at Avenue Giants. Assessing Edgar, Lulu, and Barry just hanging out, and then all of a sudden unloaded at the end. I was like, that's a smart runner who can run a long distance. And Brandy's finally on board. The guy rounded out the team and made us competitive. And he said he's going to be coming back for the next few years, so I'm very excited. Yeah. Gerald Ann. Sign him up already. Sign him up.
He's coming back next year.
You can't leave us.
I guess so.
We can't have running people.
You can't leave us.
So I forgot my write-up today, and I'm like, can I write down everyone's legs? And I know everybody. It's like cool. I'm writing it up, and I can't get the one. I'm like, damn, who ran this leg? Jessica's like, dude, I got it right here. Yeah. It's the joke that I have because of his schedule. He can't join us, and I'm like. But he's telling you, dude, check my Endomondo. I'm running all the time. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so a lot of people, what's funny is I heard, and in my write-up I always said, people don't know you, they're starting to teach you because you don't train with us. He says, I'm here. And I got really nervous about him because he never showed up for any run. And he's like, Dan, I'm working too long. I got weekend shifts. And I said, okay, that's fine. And so I was really just negative about it. I'm like, oh, he's going to show up. He's blew through the time trial, aced it, and he's going to bonk the runs, man. So I'm just going to give him the leg that, where he placed on the leg. As a matter of fact, when I saw him, I only seen him twice before at the time trials. I'm like, oh, you're him. And I said, I didn't know you were that tall. I thought he was like this. I said, where's that fool? Where's that fool? And I saw him on Friday. I went, ooh, yeah, you're taller than I thought. And you're actually way faster than I thought because when I gave you this leg, I didn't expect much. But everyone was blowing me up on the text and saying, he's killing it. And I'm glad we have him. I think he's going to be a permanent fixture. I think he's going to be a lot faster as we go. 1 hour. Wow. on the time trial. So. And one, if you guys never met him before.
Arrange an elevator.
We're at 6 now. The ceremony starts at 6, and we'll get you guys down there. Then we got to do this thing. We'll assess where we're at. But I don't like going there too early, but all you new people, you get to hear the history and all that stuff. So I was trying to stop him. My prediction is this person's going to be one of the fastest female runners on the team because I'm good in assessment as long as my predictions right. She not only caught me, and I predicted it because I said she had catched me in the time trial, but I knew in training, because how much more mileage she was putting in me, that she was going to catch me. And she did. In training, she made me look foolish, actually. And I don't like that. People who know me, the 5 female runners, I do not like getting caught by a female. And that, you know, when I was out there, Team 39, I was just, well, I'll kill myself and not let this person take me. But I gave up, and I actually, it's been very humbling to me because she made the biggest jump. Gina makes good jumps every year, 20 minutes, 20 seconds per mile. This girl made 30, 45-minute jump. She went from the 8:10 pace to a 7:20 pace, easy. Huge jump. And she's awesome. She's motivating me. She's always wiry. She made a good point saying this is a way better team than I've ever known because of bonding, and I love talking to her. But she's been awesome, and she's a great motivator to me. Jennifer. Then we got the little powerhouse. I think every girl passing me on runs these days, lady, man. So it's getting pretty tough. And she came out of nowhere. I was like, who the heck is this? Has she heard of that?
Behind you. What?
Behind you. Behind you. She's behind you.
Oh. She's coming up behind you, too.
I'm staring. I was like, where?
She is right behind you.
She's coming up behind you.
And what's funny, what rounds out our team, and then I'll talk about it, she came out blowing out, and man, she's top dog. She's a strong runner, and I assess people, and I gave it to Dina last year, and the leg assignment I gave is no joke because people say, oh, it's 4.7, and I got this. I always say cheesy, but I was talking to a lot of guys when they said what leg you run, and then they say leg 12. It's tougher than people say. I actually got assigned that leg when I couldn't get a good time trial because of my hip. I heard a few guys talking about leg 12 because it's deceiving because it's here 4.7, but it's a tough hill. And for her to battle that out, and her to make a lot of our training runs, she actually made a lot of our training runs. So my prediction is if she comes out, she's definitely going to give Jen a good run if she keeps coming out for a run, for sure. So the girls have this competitive nature with the female runners on the team, and it's exciting. But I'm glad that we have her on the team. She's a powerhouse, strong runner on the hills. Kara. When I was not here, he told me the altitude killed him. My record tomorrow. Altitude kills, man. And it's difficult for us to do. Anything over 4,000 feet, I'm done. So. Affects him just as well. When I talked about Gerald being my volunteer for the first year, for about 6 or 7 years, I had a wiring guy always following me around. Every year the guy would say, Dan, I'm going to do it, dude. I'm going to train. And I'll say, yeah, do it. The first year, dude, you're going to love it if you run, man. And then 2 years passed, 3 years passed, 4 years, he's still my driver catch. I'm like, whatever, dude. And so it just became this, I'll never believe this is ever going to happen. And then 1 year, I think Tyrone called me and said, dude, Barry's mine. This dude's mine, and I can't. I was like, yeah, whatever. And I started seeing times he started training for longer distances. And the guy is like so methodical and just a lot of energy that this was a key thing that really he found his niche. And we all look for niches and things and what we're going to be good at. And I tell him, you haven't even peaked yet. We always say you got a 7-year window, or what I learned from Louis Zimmer, the moment you start a sport, you got a 7-year window to hit. This guy's not even touching his foot. I told him in 2 years, you're going to be a lot faster if you go injury-free. When he said he wanted to hit 7s, on this leg, I laugh, the chief actually laughs. If he gets 8s, I'm going to say that is outstanding. I honestly would put him at about, we disrespect us, at about 8-15s because it's a grind. I mean, it's 2 tough legs that they combine. And he not only beat my estimated time, he destroyed my estimated time for him by 3 minutes. I put him at about 120 pace or something. This guy killed it. 118 pace. Finished in 1 hour 18 minutes. I put him at 121. And he goes, now this guy is an 8. He would have beat Team 31 if he wasn't here for sure. I call him the new Eric because he's going to get to learn that leg for a long time. Eric's tough. And then out of nowhere comes this guy last year, man, just a beast. Beast on a time trial, fast, and the only thing that stops him from really putting Barry in his place was injuries. And I know for sure he has so much miles, so much history, so much talent. I could put him anywhere, any difficult leg. He did that leg last year. He killed it more at a sub-8-minute pace, which was absolutely outstanding. And I just love his history, love his talent. Right off the bat, as someone I said, I'm not even going to care what your training looks like. I know what you're going to do. Because all I got to do is tell me, what are you going to do? And he does it. So this guy's outstanding. He's an awesome weapon, awesome tool. I'm going to milk him until...
Good call, good call.
Anchor Benitez. This next one is probably my first TI in a long time, training issue. His disappointment in his face, but I couldn't figure out who I was going to put in 6 mile downhill. Man, it hurts. Carl will tell you it's a beast. It's tough to run downhill. It takes talent. And I saw him bomb pass down me up the stairs of despair, and I said, cha-ching! He's got it right there. This guy has run almost every difficult leg assignments on the course. He's a tough hill climber because he only weighs about $110. He's more than anybody in here. And he's got a tapeworm diet or something.
I know.
The guy is fantastic. He looked at me like, man, but I said, could you just do it? And he says, he texted me back one day because I said, I'm thinking about you on 16. He goes, put me where you want me, man. Wherever.
Oh,
he did.
that's right, that's right.
Killed it. So Carl will want to do it again next year because Breakers broke. Barrow Alvarez. Adrian will be the fastest guy on this team if he drops 10 more pounds. Only a few of us have seen Adrian in action, and I'll tell you a story when he's here actually. Before I go on to the next runner, though, I want to do the alternates. Without the alternates, we wouldn't be out there. There's no worse feeling than saying there's no person behind it. And I dealt with that firsthand when Jen passed out at 150 degrees. I'm throwing you under the bus only to make a point. I ran the 4-mile grind uphill that Eric did, and then Aaron had to run, and then the other runner run. It is gut-wrenching feeling not knowing there's an alternate behind. And there's no better people to know that if I go down, someone's picking up the baton. And both people were here to do it, and it was just a great feeling to have somebody. She came out, she did a time trial, and I think if she keeps training, she's going to do some damage. Yeah, you got it.
What is it?
And then also, we ran on the team 100 times. He's actually kind of angry. He saw me this morning. morning. Not going to happen, Dan. I'm going to be more competitive, and he probably will. Oh. I'm nervous about it. He already spilled the beans, man, with our history, and I can tell all kinds of jokes about how we first met. But we actually first met training together for a marathon. It was just by accident because we both decided we didn't know each other. We knew we were training for the rock and roll marathon, our first marathon, and we became running buddies that way. And we were doing cows. This is where I found all these tough runs that we still do today. We put in so many miles. The guy was awesome. We got so much history. Him running up Cows Mountain with sandals. Meeting him in the bathroom, I thought he was weird. And we had a private conversation that really get real. And we're like, what do you think about this guy? We're like laughing. And we have this joke because we're like the two old guys who've been here. And if it wasn't for 1 year that he fell out, he would be in the street with me and Eric. And I felt kind of bad. I was like, oh, Eric, we had something going, man, because we really were training together. And it was tough for me to see. And it was a tough year that year to have him not there. You know, always, I don't think anyone will ever take that role from him, no matter how many miles I put or don't put these days because my schedules. He will always be my road dog. We actually hung out last year because we went too far, and we were just, we're like, dude, this is bonding like weird. And then this next runner is probably the biggest competitor I've ever seen in a long time. And I told Linda right off the bat, I said, man, this person disrespected me because I'm a downhill runner. And every time people will let me pass on a downhill run on our training. That's right, the downhill person's coming. And then I'll walk uphill a little bit and I slow down on my hill running. But it was me and her just battling it back and forth in a circle. And she was bombing down, and we got to the flat spot. I said, you know you're supposed to let me pass you, right? She goes, oh, okay. And then she continues to just bomb around. And so I love that she's just competitive. She's so hard on herself, more so than I am, I've ever been on myself, because she's always like, I'm going to do this, I can run better with my time, where you got me at. And she's a competitor. She made most of our training runs. She made the most difficult training runs. And again, I can say this with every female because it's probably true because they're only going to get faster. And it's going to be very humbling to me if I'm ever like number 20 guy and all the females are faster, which almost happened this year. She's awesome.
She had to go back to the DTO court. So, just to let you know, she even tied her shoes during her run. Yep. She did a sub 8. What? So.
And she made sure.
And then this guy I always say is a major TI because I thought I timed him perfectly on the time trials. I thought he was going to come back and do another one, which would have put me as the slowest veteran, and I would have been able to finish because I normally assign the final leg, the person who's ran it at least 7 or 8 times, I always say, and who's the slowest. So I was like, I thought he was going to run another time trial. I thought he was going to smoke my time, but he didn't. So I appropriately put him as the slowest veteran on the time trials, and he would have actually came back and smashed my time.
Yeah, you're supposed to be motivated, right?
I know. He came back and smashed my shit out, but he was content with it. Kevin caught me within 2 or 3 years, and I got a lot of respect for him. I know he was excited. He likes that 18, 19, 20 because he can see the course from his backyard. So I always like to give those legs. He's well deserved. He actually was on a long streak too. Guy is an outstanding runner. He actually trained a lot with me and Aaron. Put a lot of miles in. Didn't let one guy that never let the kids slow him down. So he's a good friend of mine, good close friend. probably gonna give me a run for my money next year, probably take a spot, or if not, be in the top 10 again. Kevin, come on. I was getting all mouthy talking about him. He should be here right now. When I said that, he pulled right in. So I was like, Kevin, they were talking about you. Oh yeah, that's right, I did. Lori also. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You guys, you know, you whine to me, you complain to me about anything and everything, but in the end,
She's cutting me off. I know. You know how many times Linda has cut me off? I will tell you one thing, and we've always had this, and I shared this with her, and maybe it'll change. And she took this job that when everybody was done. I mean, I was captain for 4 or 5 years. It's very draining. It's tough, and it takes 3 to 4 of us to do it. And we looked at each other, and the last group I had was me and Shauna, and we said, it's tough, we can't do it anymore. And the department has a lot of us busy doing things, and the only one that stepped up, the only one who said she'll do it, and it is tough. The meetings, the organizations, knowing the rules, and talking to the organizers, it's tough. We had 4 people to switch off meetings, to make sure that we're in compliance with the regulations, and she did it all. So I'm telling you, and I'll tell her, if there's 2 people that are willing to help her, and we always had co-captains, course captains, fundraisers, and logistics, she does it all. She does logistics, she did fundraisers, I mean, I don't know how much of an asset she is, because as much as we feel like we want to criticize what she does sometimes, the girl is golden to me, man. This girl, I would not be standing here if she didn't take the baton and do it. So actually, our extra mud is going to go straight to Linda.